Welcome to TBK Career Point. Today we are going to discussing about the grant and revoke in SQL. So these are the two commands, popular commands. So far we have covered the commands in previous videos. If anybody not covered or not seen, so please go back to all videos and please check about all the commands covered: create, alter, delete, update, right? So these all commands are covered with examples and syntaxes. Please go back and refer them. So now we are going to working with in SQL the grant command and revoke command. So let us first of all work with the grant command. So by name itself it is a granting command, is nothing but we are going to the administrator is going to granting the permission to the user to work on the database or to work on any table about the some operations like select operation or delete operation, update. So if you want to perform any operation on the specified table, so the administrator, owner of the database or the administrator is going to giving the permission to the role or the user, and once we have done that work on the table and we can get back the data, so that is called revoke. So giving permission to some user is nothing but a granting permission. Once the work is done, so we can get back the control from the user. So for which user we have given the permission, from that user or the role, so we can get back that permission, right? So how we are going to working? So let us see the first of all granting. So before granting, first of all we need to connect the database. Connect. So I hope you all are the common username and password. So connect to the system, and so it will ask about enter the password. So the password, general password, we are using system manager. So this manager will not be visible on the SQL command line prompt, but you need to type the password. So once you have done this, so system will be connected. So database is connected. So once it is connected, so now we are going to granting the permission to some user. So how to create that user? So creating user. So we need to create user role or a user. So how to create a user? Create role name or username. So once it is created, role will be created, like that you will get the prompting. So we will see an example: create role, some testing. So this is the role we wanted to create. After creating that role is created, role created, prompting will come. So now we wanted to assign, or we wanted to give the access to this test, right? So we can give the permission, or else we can create the user. Create user, username is some TBK. So now user is created. So for this you need to give the password also. So once it is password is given, user is created, right? So once this user role name and user or role name or user created, so we need to connect. So before connecting to the user, we need to grant the permission. Grant all on. So for example, we are using the in our system database, we have the table. So far we are working on the system student table. We are giving the permission on the system table to the TBK user to work on this table. So that's why grant all on student to username. Username is TBK, right? So we will get the prompt like grant succeeded. So once the grant is succeeded, so the user can work on this table, right, and he can do all means here we can give the select only, or else delete, or else update, right. So like this operations we can give to work on the student table by the user. So we are giving the permission to the TBK user, right. So in some systems before granting this we need to create the session also. Create grant, create session to TBK, grant succeeded. So it is applicable to in some occasion. If it is applicable, use it, otherwise directly you can work on the TBK. Okay. So now we are going to connecting TBK. So this is the user or role position we have created, so identified by the password, or else it will ask about enter the password. So you need to enter the password here. Once you entered, it is going to saying that connected, right. So now we have connected to the username we have created, TBK. So in this TBK user, we are going to accessing the table which is the table which is there on the system database, right. How to get that? Select star from system dot student. So then the complete student table is going to be displayed from the user SID, S name, S location, S age. So this is the table is available in the system database actually, but we have grant the permission to the TBK user to work on this table, right. So for that we have grant the permission to work on this table. So once it is granted, so we have connect to the user, and once the you connect to the user, and now we are working in the user platform, right. So that's why we got select star from system dot student. So now it is printing that the whatever the data is there in the table, right. So let us consider this is only the table is available system in the system database, but now we are working on the connected to the user, because of we granted the permission to the user name is TBK. So now we can perform the operation also. So because we have already grant all on the student, nothing but we can do select operation, or we can perform the update, or we can perform the delete operation. So we can also perform the delete operation. Delete from student system dot student where SID equal to 1. So if you do this, one row will be deleted, right. So likewise we can work with the main table which is there on the system database. So that is granted to the user to work on the table, like updation, deletion, or whatever operation you wanted to do. So now we are working. So this is called giving the permission to work on any specific database or specific table to the user, right. So now, so once the granting is completed, we can go back to the revoke. So revoke is nothing but, so we will get back the all permissions from the user TBK. Here main admin is system, and user is some role. We have given the permission by the administrator to the user on student table, right? So revoke all on student, okay, from user. So who is the user? TBK. So this is going to be saying that revoke is succeeded. So whatever the permission we have created to the user, so that is taking back. At the same time, we have granted some session to the user, so that is also we can perform the revoke create session from the username, so we will get back it. So likewise, we can work on the revoke grant and revoke commands. And here there is a small thing. So regularly in some labs in colleges, so the admin rights will be there. So in such cases, what happens? So if you perform like a grant all on student, right? So to user TBK, if you type like this, the prompting is coming that insufficient privileges, like this message is coming. So this is because of the administrator has given you he has given the permission to work on the tables, but from that user position, we cannot able to grant some permission to some other student or some other user, right? So we are already under as a user role, so we cannot able to again grant something to some other user. So that's why the administrator can only give the permission to any other user or role to work on the specified table or the database, right? I hope you understand. So this is about the grant and revoke command. So that's all about the grant and revoke. So we will go for the next command in the next video. Thank you.